The game is rigged. For years, I told myself I needed to moderate. I would set the rules: only drink on weekends, only two drinks at night, never drink alone. I was consuming a product that was designed to be difficult to moderate. The historical standard, the drink that fueled farmers, soldiers, and kings, was less than one third the strength of modern light beer. And so, with a few generations, the industrial dose became the cultural norm. The aberration became the tradition. Before we begin, I need you to ask yourself five simple questions. Number one, why did a global industry quietly concentrate a basic human dietary staple by 500% just to save a few dollars on shipping costs? Number two, why are you convinced that a standard modern beer is just one drink when, biologically speaking, it carries the psychoactive payload of an entire gallon of historical ale? Number three, how did a beverage made almost entirely of water become a perfectly engineered diuretic designed to make you literally die of thirst for more of itself? Number four, what is the golden rule of drinking in moderation isn't a medical guideline at all, but a $1 billion legal shield designed to blame you for a chemically rigged game. And number five, why are you sitting there right now carrying the heavy, silent shame of weak willpower for simply functioning exactly the way a multinational chemical cartel engineered you to? The game is rigged. You haven't failed. You've just been following the wrong blueprint. Let's look at the schematics. Before we dive in, let's define the parameters of this investigation. For the next 30 minutes, we are going to be engineers looking at a failed system. We will answer three critical questions. What was alcohol's original function? We will travel back in time to understand the role it played for millennia and why the product you drink today bears almost no resemblance to it. When and why did the design change? We will follow the money. We'll uncover the commercial pivot that transformed a source of hydration into a highly efficient intoxication delivery system. And how does this new design exploit your biology? We will look at the mechanism, the threshold where your body's defenses are overwhelmed, and how the product itself creates the craving for more. The goal here is clarity. By understanding the design, you understand the trap. And by understanding the trap, you can find the way out. You are not lazy. You are not a failure. The exhaustion you feel, the sense that you are playing a game you can't win, that's not a character flaw. It's a symptom. You're a highly skilled professional. You've built things, solved complex problems, led teams. Now you find yourself on the outside looking in. The layoff was a shock, but the silence that followed, that's the real weight. And in that silence, a habit can grow. A glass of wine to take the edge of the rejection letters, a beer to numb the feeling that you're falling behind. It starts as a tool, then it becomes a crutch, and then it becomes the cage. You've been told this is a personal problem, a lack of willpower, a private failing. That is the most profitable lie of the modern age. Your struggle isn't a secret gene. It's a design feature of a system that was never built for you to win. Today we are not talking about recovery. We are not talking about abstinence. We are talking about truth. We are going to dismantle the very foundation of what you think you know about alcohol. This is not a lecture, this is an engineering debrief. And by the end, you will see that you are not broken. You are reacting perfectly to a broken system. Let's begin. For years, I told myself I needed to moderate. I would set the rules. Only drink on weekends, only 2 drinks at night, never drink alone. And for years, I failed. Each failure felt like a personal verdict, a defect in my character. I, who could troubleshoot complex systems and manage high-stake projects, could not manage a simple bottle. The shame from that conclusion was immense. My breakthrough doesn't happen in a moment of crisis. It happened in a moment of clarity while looking at the problem as an engineer. I stopped asking, what is wrong with me? And started asking, what is wrong with the system? I realized I wasn't failing to moderate. I was succeeding perfectly at following the product's real instructions, the hidden instructions, the ones written in its very chemistry. I was consuming a product that was designed to be difficult to moderate. The inefficiency I felt, the hangovers, the lost mornings, the mental fog wasn't a bug. It was a feature that drove repeat business. The system isn't just like liquid in the glass. It's the marketing, the traditions, the social pressure. But at its core, the central design flaw is the dose. We have been sold a lie, wrapped in tradition and served in a pint glass. We replace hydration with intoxication for the sake of a balance sheet. Your personal struggle is not a private failing, it's a public design. And today, we're pulling back the curtain on the designers. To understand how broken the current system is, we first have to understand the original blueprint. For thousands of years across nearly every culture on Earth, humanity drank fermented beverages. But they were not drinking for a reason we do. They were drinking for survival. Before modern sanitation, water was a gamble. A clean-looking stream could be riddled with cholera or dysentery. Fermentation was the world's first water purification technology. The process of creating beer or wine, even at very low alcohol levels, killed deadly pathogens. This drink was known as small beer or table beer. Its alcohol by volume, its ABV, was typically between 0.5% and 1.5%. Let that sink in. The historical standard, the drink that fueled farmers, soldiers, and kings, was less than one-third the strength of modern light beer. This wasn't a beverage of intoxication. It was a beverage of hydration and nutrition. It was packed with calories and B vitamins. A medieval blacksmith or Roman legionary could drink gallons of these throughout the day, 5, 6, 7 liters, and remain perfectly functional, hydrated, and nourished. The function was life. The function was safety. The low concentration was essential to that function. It provided the antibacterial properties without compromising the human operational system. For 5,000 years, this was the global standard. So what changed? The answer is simple, and it has nothing to do with taste or tradition. It has to do with logistics and profit. Follow the money. Around the time of the Industrial Revolution, the world started moving faster. Goods needed to travel further and last longer on shelves. And here, a simple chemical fact created a massive business opportunity. Alcohol is a preservative. The higher the concentration, the more stable the product. Shipping 10 barrels of 0.5% small beer across the country was expensive and risky. It could spoil, but shipping 1 barrel of 10% strong ale or a crate of 40% distilled spirits was far more efficient. But the real limitation of the old model wasn't just shelf life, it was the human stomach. There is a hard physical limit to how much liquid a person can drink in a day. If your product is only 1% alcohol, you are bound by that limit. You can only sell so much effect before your customer is physically full. This is the profitability ceiling. How do you break that ceiling? You don't. You bypass it entirely. You increase the concentration. By raising the ABV from 1% to 5%, you can now sell 5 times the psychoactive ingredient in the same volume. At 10%, it's 10 times. At 40% for spirits, it's 40 times. This was the great commercial pivot. The business model shifted from selling a beverage to selling a drug. They created a shortcut to the effect by passing the body's natural physical limits. The problem isn't the drink, it's the dose. And the dose is the business model. This new industrial strength product had a problem. It was unnatural. It was potent. How do you sell it to a population accustomed to something completely different? You manufacture normalcy. You wrap a new invention in the clothes of old tradition. First, you create the glassware illusion. An entire culture was built around how to serve these new high-potency drinks. The 12-ounce bottle, the pint glass, these became the standardized units of consumption. We were taught, visually and socially, that 355 milliliters glass of 5% beer is one drink. But from the historical biological perspective, it's not. That single glass contains the alcohol equivalent of nearly a gallon of traditional small beer. We are drinking in one sitting what our ancestors consumed over an entire day of hard labor. Next, you invent the premium trap. The industry began marketing ever higher concentrations as a mark of quality. Double IPAs, barrel-proof whiskey, cask-strength spirits. These are framed as craft, artisan, sophisticated. But what are they really? They are simply more efficient delivery systems for the same molecule, ethanol. It's a way to sell addiction under the guise of connoisseurship. Finally, you use social engineering. You tie the consumption of this potent product to identity, to manliness, to celebration, to sophistication, to stress relief. Questioning the potency became a sign of being weak or unsophisticated. The silence around this is deafening. And so, with a few generations, the industrial dose became the cultural norm. The aberration became the tradition. Let's break that silence together. Now we arrive at the core of the machine. Why is it so hard to moderate a 7% IPA when our ancestors could drink all day? The answer is in your liver. Your liver is a remarkable processing plant. It can metabolize about one standard unit of alcohol per hour. When you drink a beverage that is below 1 or 1.5% ABV, you are introducing the ethanol so slowly that your liver can almost keep up. The concentration in your blood remains low. You stay hydrated. You remain in control. This is the safe zone. But modern alcoholic beverages are not designed for the safe zone. They are designed to overwhelm it. When you drink a 12-ounce 5% beer, you are dumping a massive load of ethanol in your system all at once. Your liver can't keep up. Your blood alcohol level doesn't just rise, it spikes. This spike is the key. That sudden surge of ethanol in your bloodstream triggers a massive dopamine release in your brain's reward center. It's a chemical fireworks show. In your primitive brain, the part that exists for survival, learns a simple, powerful lesson. That was good. Do it again. This is the more reflex. It's not a character flaw, it's a biological imperative triggered by a chemical spike that was never meant to occur. And it gets worse. This is the thirst paradox. Alcohol is a diuretic. It makes you urinate more, dehydrating you, but because you are consuming it in a concentrated form, you are not rehydrating. Your body is losing water. So, what signal does your brain send? Thirst. In your hand, a cold, refreshing, dehydrated diuretic. It is the perfect closed-loop sales system, a product that makes you crave more of itself while simultaneously creating a physical need that it mimics quenching. This is not a moral failing, it's a design flaw. You are not weak, you are being manipulated by a brilliantly engineered chemical trap. This brings us to the final, most insidious lie, the myth of moderation. We are told drink responsibly, know your limit. The entire burden of safety is placed on you, the consumer. The industry that designed, manufactured, and marketed a highly addictive, high potency product accepts zero responsibility for its effect. Moderation is the most brilliant marketing term ever conceived. It allows the seller to profit from a product designed for excess while blaming the user for that exact excess. The game is rigged. You are being asked to moderate a substance that is intentionally sold at 5x, 10x, even 40x its historically safe concentration. You are being asked to use willpower to fight a dopamine spike that is hardwired into your survival instincts. You are being asked to sip a diuretic that makes you thirstier. Stop trying to moderate a poison. Start questioning the prescription. You are not failing the system is failing you. Your struggle is not proof of your weakness. It is proof that the product is working exactly as designed. You are not broken. You are reacting perfectly to a broken system. So, where does this leave us? It leaves us with the truth. And the truth doesn't need your belief. It just needs your attention. The feeling of being stuck, the shame, the sense that you are falling behind, it's not just the layoff. It's the exhaustion of fighting a battle you were never meant to win. But this is where the story changes. For you, for me. Because once you see the system, you are no longer its victim. You can choose to stop playing. This isn't about losing a drink. This is about gaining your mind, your time, your energy, your future. Your attention is the most valuable currency you have. Every moment you spend in a fog, every morning you lose to a hangover, is a tax you are paying to a system that does not care about you. Stop paying it. Sobriety starts with sobriety, not the sobriety of shame and loss, but the sobriety of clarity and power. The clarity to see the world as it is, and the power to build your own path through it. You are not losing a drink, you are gaining your mind. Welcome to the other side.